Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the fourth week of the LCUS's second split. I am Kenos, and I'm very excited to be having this set of games for you today. As you can see on the screen, we have White Wolf versus Option 12, Take the Lantern versus Cowbell, and Triple Strike versus Northern Storm. Now, the great thing about this week is that all of these teams are neck and neck in the standings. Gonna pull up the standings here really quick so you can take a look at that. So basically, we have White Wolf and Option 12 battling it out for first place. Northern Storm still very much able to take both their games and possibly even take first place from there itself. And Cowbell and Take the Lantern, of course, very hungry for points. So it'll be great to see where these teams all end up by the end of the night. But before we get to that, we're going to have a really quick interview that was pre-recorded between Sigtao Lord and two of the members of Option 12. And then we will head over to the analyst desk. So please listen and enjoy, and I'll see you guys again in a minute.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of 1v1 with Commissioner Sig. We're doing something a little different today. Due to the dominating performance I have versus the other players of the LCUS, I've decided that I'm going to give these guys another handicap on top of whatever else I give them. We're going to play a 1v2, me versus Ashaway, current ADC for which team? I give them.
The support for Option 12.
Me versus Ashaway, current ADC for which team?
The support for Option 12.
And Fowler, who I believe just completed his PhD or DDS or whatever, top lane for Option 12. How are you folks doing this evening?
Doing outstanding. So how are you?
Doing great.
I am fantastic, as always. Really, I'm the world's greatest. Now, I am a Challenger Smurf, so to make things easier on you guys, I, of course, will be going into this with the strongest 1v1 champion in the meta right now, and that's Braum, with no items. I want you guys to have all the advantage that you can. So please, don't hesitate, play to the best of your ability. It still probably won't reach the level that you're expecting, but I have high hopes for you folks. Well, wonderful. This, of course, is a 1v1, so it's first to die or first to 100 CS. Now, right off the bat, we've got a support and we've got a top laner. Most of the time in a lot of team comps, those end up being the roles that don't get all the carry attention. So, tell me, what makes you guys different? Tell me some of your strong points.
I think Ashley wants to start.
I can understand. I'm a very intimidating interviewer, but there's really no need to worry. I've the felony dropped off. I got those charges waived. Haven't been in a long time.
All right, I'll start off. As a top laner, I truly prefer playing champions that can split push, and a lot of split pushing is late game dealing with a 1v1 against someone who might be a little bit better than you, might be a little bit stronger than you, and having to make sure that you don't die because you're leaving your team in such a bad situation. I think I'm good at it. I like to think that my split pushing is some of the best in the LCUS. So I'm always happy to brag a little bit about my my Yorick play, my Nasus play, any of those champions that can really push hard.
Good, good. Now, I did just land a Q on you, so that begins your inevitable defeat. Now, Ashaway, little known fact, though I am a master of all roles in League of Legends, I am a support main. What's your pool look like right now? What are you currently playing in this meta?
I'm more of a fan of the caster supports. I'm not a big fan of the tanky supports like Braum. So my pool is generally the healers like Soraka, Sona.
Okay, well, very good. I recently have picked up Zillion as a support. He's feeling really good. Now, they are obviously inferior to the tank supports, and even more so than the playmaker supports. Big fan of those. Now, as a support and as a top laner, you guys see a lot of the jungle. You see a whole lot of junglers. If you were to take Rek'Sai on your first date with Rek'Sai, because you're going to marry them. I mean, look at her. Where would you take Rek'Sai on your first date?
For a first date, I think you're going for more of like a sit-down restaurant. Preferably something with easy access. We don't want to have Rek'Sai working at all. Don't want to have her having to tunnel in. So maybe somewhere up high. Like a nice sky top. Give her a different view than what she's been dealing with. Digging on the ground so much.
Okay, okay. I can get behind that. Now, Ashway, since he's with Rek'Sai and you're obviously jealous, what are you going to do to get back at Prowler for taking your lady
um, I think I'm just gonna kick his ass.
out? Oh, well, you heard it here, folks. Lots of struggle and strife going on in Team Option 12 right now. I really hope they're able to overcome this with this upcoming split. Now, with everything that we have going on, oh, time to end this. Get that, Scrubs. God, lag. We will remake this. I am eventually going to show you how superior I am in any way. But bottom line, I could not be more happy that you two joined me for an interview today. Is there anything that you want to say? Any names you want to throw out? Some shit talk to start this split off.
Personally, just one of the teams that I'm most looking forward to playing against is my old team, White Wolf Gaming. So I guess I would just like to put out a friendly note that they should look out and expect Prowler to be on top of his game when it comes time for that matchup.
Oh, wow. Okay. Coming in hard. What about you, Ashway? From the support, do you want to lend that assistance on shitting on Team White Wolf? Or are you going to be going in a different direction?
I am going to be joining in on Team White Wolf. They are some personal friends, so I would like to show them who's boss.
Well, it is me, but I'm sure you'll do a great job. Folks, again, please, for all our listener friends out there, make sure, check out our other videos on our YouTube page. Every Sunday, you're going to be able to check us out on Twitch as we stream our live games. And please, watch all the other 1v1s with Commissioner Sig. I have nothing better to do with my life. Everybody have a pleasant evening.
All right, so that was Sig's interview. A good preamble here to start off the matches for this week. All right, so that was Sig's interview. We do have Sig and Running with us today to start off with. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
Excellent, glad to hear it. So, Sig, we'll start with you here, since that was your interview. What are you looking forward to in this first match of White Wolf versus Option 12?
I'm looking to see if Prowler and Ashway are going to live up to the hype that they just put down. They performed really well this split, and this is a matchup that I'm really excited for based off the performance of both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about you, Running? What are you looking forward to?
Same. It seems that a lot of teams are neck and neck here. It seems like anything can happen, and just excited to see how these games are going to turn out.
Yeah, definitely. Especially going to be interested to see how the how the laning phase will definitely work out between some of these players. See how Ashway does, see how Prowler does, especially up there in the top lane, and of course Ace in the mid lane is exciting to see. But White Wolf, they've got a lot to prove. And I know our viewers can't see this, but currently Option 12, all of their profiles are the Wolves, which is interesting, whereas White Wolf Gaming has decided to go with the League of Draven. So, lot of team unity here.
That's a lot to put down. It's some big threats. Draven's something to be feared, especially with his giant head.
I just think that, maybe they switch shirts accidentally, and maybe the Wolves should be going over to the Wolves, but we'll see who goes where as we're moving into the first game of the night right away. White Wolf on the left and Option 12 on the right.
It's your funeral.
Alright, so we'll see what kind of bans are coming out. Of course, Prowler, really good with Yorick, so that's taken off. He's also uses Urgot quite a lot, but as we all remember, Option 12 is a team with Ace on it, and he's probably one of the most targeted down players in the LCUS.
Maybe someday he'll be able to play his first pick, but don't know if that'll ever happen.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So far, both of Prowler's mains are getting taken, or two of Prowler's mains are getting taken out. So maybe they're a little more concerned about the top lane.
Big possibility, but if you notice, well, we just saw the Anivia ban, so that's definitely targeted against, everyone in the LCUS. But the Zill ban plays right into the strategy I think Option 12 is going to have of preventing these prolonged nobody dies team fights that White Wolf always strive for. So we're going to see how that plays out.
Interesting. I'm wondering what the Veigar ban is about. Has Ace been playing Veigar? Does anybody know?
I don't know about that, but I know Vagar's just pretty strong right now. He's got his CC. The new mage items really enabled him. I think he's got one of the highest win rates right now for the mid lane in general.
Okay, so probably more just a just-in-case ban. Because, I mean, that's not someone that Ace typically plays, so it could be a waste. We'll see if they decide to stick with that ban in the second game as well. So, Varus and Cho'Gath picked first. Not too surprising there. I figured with the other two brands on Prowler, Cho'Gath was going to be his go-to. And
Cho'Gath, good pick for the top lane, especially with Gnar banned away. A lot of people like to pick Gnar and Cho'Gath if it's taken.
Yeah, I am interested to see who the top lane pick's going to be. We do have Sejuani jungling, Caitlyn, ADC, so we know what Shaden's going to be doing there.
Yeah, some definite LCUS perennial picks here.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and we know that Ashway kind of likes the mage supports from that interview, so we'll see if she sticks with that.
I was going to say, it looks like it's just free reign for the ADCs, take anything they want, which is a big difference than the previous week. Seems there's a lot of ADC bans. Now it's more mid lane, top lane focused.
Yeah, it is very interesting. The last couple of weeks when Option 12 has been playing, there has been a definite focus on banning out some of Shaden's champs like Twitch, but they seem to be letting that through. I don't know if that's confidence on White Wolf Gaming's part, or just maybe, you know, they're being forgetful. We'll have to see.
Twitch did receive a nerf.
That is true also. Alright, so Soraka definitely giving Caitlyn a lot of help down there in the bot lane. It'll be interesting to see what White Wolf's support pick to counter that is.
Yeah, and Option 12 stuck with the same plan they have, is rely on Ace's deep pool to take it all the way through the ban phase. Give him the opportunity to create threat during both ban phases so that it's difficult to manage him. And White Wolf's playing around that very well by just ignoring it. Outside of the Vygar ban, we don't see any mid bans.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially because Option 12 decided to ban the Anivia. So the Ace couldn't swoop onto that. Yeah, I was figuring we could get an Alistar ban, take away that CC and healing package so that Soraka has even more of an edge in the bot lane. Kind of makes me wonder if we're going to see like Nami or Sona.
Yeah, I think White Wolves would be looking to take engage heavy support for lane, or maybe just pick something for team fights in later game. But Soraka, Caitlyn, not very mobile. Alistar kind of have his way with them.
Alright, and the one Ace ban for this first game is taking Xerath out. Obviously, Luck's still available. Annie's still available. Rise. Hey, look at that. Hey guys, Ace picked Lux. Everybody take a shot.
I think we could see out of White Wolf. The Taric was banned, and with Zill also out of the pool, I think we're going to see more engage heavy with this team fight comp that they have so far. It would I think Nami would be a solid choice, right?
Well, we'll see what they go with. Pantheon top will be interesting. Try to bully that Cho'Gath. But I think Nami could definitely be useful here. The Oda also would be very good.
Yep, there's the engage.
Yeah, like Running said, that engage CC package. Not as much healing, of course, but, you know, take what you can get.
Well, you still have the support item that provides some basic healing.
Alright, last pick is Jungle for option 12. Assuming, you know, they're doing something weird. We'll have to see what that is. They could use a little more tank, I think. Yeah, Jarvan's alright. More CC, a little more meat, depending how they decide to build him.
I think Pantheon's really interesting pick. Maybe not just for lane, but Pantheon, Sejuani, and Leona all have a pretty good ball delivery system for the Orianna. Can really get it in there, get onto a carry, get that ult down.
Yeah,
surprised they didn't opt for the Jarvan. But it looks like they already decided on the Sejuani. And I definitely don't fault Ace for the Lux here. I know it's kind of a funny meme, but Oriana's really hard to play against, especially in lane. Not a lot of options you'd really like want to take, especially if you want to play through your mid lane and dominate there.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they managed to work with the Oriana. A lot of CC options on White Wolf for sure. With the Pantheon, with the Sejuani, Varus, Leona, Oriana, all have at least some kind of lockdown ability. And I'm interested to see how option 12 manages to work around that.
I think that they've made some intelligent choices playing into this White Wolf comp with the Cho'Gath and the Soraka. Two AoE silences are going to be a very strong tool in mitigating some of the CC the White Wolf can put down.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Jarvan can help. Even I'd be interested to see if Jarvan uses his ultimate, or not his ultimate, more as like a area denying tool than a lockdown tool. Um, Use it to try to say a Leona or a Pantheon jumps in, and then Jarvan jumps on them just to make sure they can't necessarily get away once they try to engage, and then maybe try to break off.
Definitely.
Or prevent their fellows from closing in once it's happened. I'll be interested to see how Jarvan plays this. Um, and of course, Lux and Caitlyn both have some nice ranged options that can try to keep Pantheon especially away from them. Because obviously Pantheon's going to be trying to look for that backline jump in with the three squishies in the back there, healing and sniping. So yeah, let's see how do you think this bot lane is going to go. I'll start with you running. You called it right away that they'd be looking for a little more engage there on White Wolf's side. Do you think that Soraka and Caitlyn will be able to hold up against such pressure?
I think it's going to be difficult. I'm not sure if the summoner spells here that I'm looking at are going to stay, but there's not an exhaust coming through. So Leona and Varus can look to engage like level 2 right away if Varus can get the push going. With his just EQ, get the wave first, engage level 2, try and start a quick fight. Obviously, Soraka and Caitlyn are going to, I guess look for kill pressure with their heal. With their ignite. That is what she took. Kind of two long-range Poke champions. Caitlyn can often be pretty safe. I don't think she'll be able to bully like in a lot of other matchups. You see her taken in maybe sometimes into like a Vayne or a Tristana early. And it just Varus is going to get his power spike a lot early and be able to do a lot to their tanks a lot earlier than Caitlyn will be able to.
Yeah, for sure. It's also worth noting that White Wolf does have a little more meat on their side with Leona and Sejuani. Definitely being able to absorb and deal with a lot more damage compared to Jarvan and Cho'Gath. I mean, obviously Cho'Gath can get really big, but that's just one tank, and we've seen teams with only one true tank kind of struggle against teams with multiple tanks.
I think that's why they look to take the Soraka. If you can keep the Cho'Gath held in the front line, hold the front line. Yeah, maybe use Jarvan's ult just to keep them away from the back line. Lux and Caitlyn could just fire from like a million miles away. Seems like.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully option 12 is able to hold together as we move into the first game. Once again, this is a battle for, at least at the moment, first place between these two teams.
All right. You guys are loading in?
Yep.
All right. I'll see you guys in the analyst test after the game.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you running.
Got the skin. Oh my god, Ace has a Lux skin.
Oh.
Stop.
These are dark.
Stop the presses, guys. This is it. This is the big news of the day. There is no other news.
Maybe he got it in his shop.
Is there even a game going on? I don't even know. All right. So yeah, if that didn't clue you guys out, I'm giving the skin analysis there to option 12, just because I'm so flabbergasted that Ace finally has a skin for Lux.
Well, he's been playing the game long enough. I think he could accidentally happenstance on some.
Alright, so everyone is loading in here. I think this is one of the first games we've had where every team has a skin, at least recently.
Strong way to start the night. Set some high expectations for skins for the other players in the LCUS.
Also because I'm not a huge fan of Baker Pantheon, so I would have downvoted them anyway. But I'm sure I'm not in the majority there. Alright, so really basic positioning first. Ace does, I believe, know that he's, you know, under the watchful eye there. And we'll see. I don't think anyone's going to try anything too weird. Especially not option 12. Their team is not really made for invades, in my opinion.
No, but that doesn't stop Shaden from getting right in that pit.
Would have been really funny if Leona had taken her sword first and could just jump on her there.
I don't know if they would have had vision, but that would have been absolute. I would have been petrified.
Alright, so we'll see how this starts out. Like Runnin said, difficult to lane against Orianna. So, and we see some aggression coming out there already from both. So we'll see what the mid lane turns into. I'm also really interested to see how this Pantheon works up against this show.
Well, Tro is definitely meta right now, but I've been seeing a lot of Pantheon in my personal games, so he could be new meta. Might learn something tonight.
Alright. Checking out here in the bot lane. Leona did tank some damage, so she's a little bit low there. Nice little poke there as well. Yeah, Lux already, or Ace already taking half health damage. So Orianna is not being friendly.
No heavy aggression. That's just the mobility of that ball is very difficult to manage.
But meanwhile, up in the top lane, Pantheon is not being as aggressive as you might expect a Pantheon to be against someone who, I mean, doesn't necessarily have the best early game. I don't know. I'm really concerned about Ace here. I'm thinking that he's going to get bullied out of lane for much of the game, unless Trufflesaurus on Jarvan comes in to help him out.
Well, ignoring the teamfight pressure that Lux provides, she also has incredible reach, so she's going to be able to. He's going to be able to soak up some farm regardless.
Looks like Jarvan's going for Crab, but he's going to run into Sejuani here. Let's see if any rotations happen. Orianna is moving to try to secure this. Truffle may have to blow flash here. Ooh, does pop out. And good snare there by Ace to help protect his jungle.
Close, but no cigar.
Prowler's using a lot of mana here on Cho. He may end up getting forced back just because he's going to be out of mana.
Though a big risk, Prowler also has TP where RBH does not. So every 5 minutes, Prowler can instantly return to lane. So we'll just have to see if he utilizes that to get some of that mana back.
Yeah, that is interesting that Pantheon doesn't have teleport. If only just because it implies that he's looking to be more aggressive, but we haven't seen too much of that aggression just yet.
No, I don't think we will. You want to come out strong in this laning phase, and if he pushes under tower, Cho is going to be able to farm that very well.
Meanwhile, the lane is being pushed in the bot lane. Shaden and Ashway dealing a lot of pressure, actually. Some good pokes coming out of Ashway here with her Starfall.
It's very difficult. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and Truffle is now beginning to invade. So we'll see how that works out for him. You were going to make a point about the bot lane, I believe.
Soraka's very difficult early game to farm around. You don't want to lose that early game farm because that could be your first item. But with just the area of that queue, just so difficult to manage. We do see a gank happen in the top lane. Truffle had roamed up, but didn't get nothing out of it. Looking at it, Panth did keep his flash, so yes, at no cost.
Yeah, it was lucky. Pantheon was actually heading toward that bush when Truffle came up, so he was able to get out of there thanks to some good vision. Looks like Cheney might be thinking of coming bot to help. No, just gets the crab. So very dominating lane right now, but the CS is relatively equal in the bot lane still, so it's really just health that's been at cost there, 35 each. In fact, all the lanes are pretty even right now. So that's always nice to see at the beginning here. Cho did go back first and stocked up on cloth armor. Seems to be choosing to walk to lane, though.
Want to hold on to that TP for some engages, I'd assume.
Ace doing some de-warding. Yeah, hoping to see some good teleport engages off of Prowler, thanks to that cost-saving measure. Plus, he probably doesn't feel as much pressure to do it just because Pantheon doesn't have teleport either.
Yeah, you want to keep your advantage. What he does lack in TP, once he hits 6, he will have that near global ult.
Well, not as global as it used to be. Sad day. That was a long time ago now, though, I guess. So. Gotta stop living in the past, Pantheon mains.
It's alright. I'm sure they'll put old patches in the old folks' home for you.
Alright, good ult combo there by Ace, pushing Lismakis back. Ace might want to go for some more here. Truffle might want to go for some more here, but that tower dive is not going to work out for him. Incoming gank here by Cheney. A lot of stuns going off here. Power blows flash, though, and gets away. Cheney is almost to 6, so going to be big gank potential once that happens. Truffle, once again trying to invade. He gets caught out by Leona, and there's a lot of damage coming out here. Ooh! Blast Cone used the wrong way. Flash jumps out. Might get killed by the dragon. Nope. Ace rotating to help protect.
Very deft escape.
Good job by, I believe that was Amaya, popping the Blast Cone early so Jarvan couldn't get out.
It's that awareness that the support has to keep the whole time that really makes them valuable.
As an unbiased support main, I'm glad you provide us that insight.
Oh, it's what I'm here for.
Alright, so we have a 4-man attempt on the dragon right now. Doesn't look like there's any attempt to try to stop this. I can't hear myself on your heads. Is that music?
Sorry about that.
No problem. Alright, so no rotation there from option 12 to try to prevent that. I'm sure they were aware it was happening. Maybe they just aren't too concerned about Earthdrake.
And not as much priority since the buff for Cloud Drake. For Ocean Drake. It knows what dragon it is.
I think it was Cloud. We'll have to see how that choice works for them. Obviously it'll help White Wolf quite a bit in any sort of base race situation. That being said, bot lane now is an advantage for Shaden on CS 64 to 51.
It's a whole kill.
And obviously she does deal more damage as well because she has the BF sword versus the recursive bow. So, well, I mean, theoretically, someone's probably writing right now that that actually is not the case, and recursive bow deals more damage over time, or it's equivalent, but, you know, I'm not looking at chat, so say whatever you want. Prowler now is
somebody took their sodium medicine before the game started.
Prowler is now at 2 stacks, so getting that tank going. Both him and Pantheon are pretty low at mana. Ace is rotating down. Is gonna get spotted just the last second here. Very scary at level 8. Oof. Almost hits Arcane Soda there. Arcane Soda is almost to 6. Good trap there. Truffle trying to come in and help, but gets caught out by Lamascus. Cheney is also here. And Cheney is 6, so this is going to be a big ult, and it is. Hitting the Soraka there, who does pop her ult. Ace is probably really regretting losing his ultimate there, but Soraka does manage to get away. Looking for some...
That global heal.
Yeah, looking for some big plays here. Snipe comes in. One last hit there. Alright, first blood goes down on Cheney. Really good job going back in there by Ace. And still a lot of really low health champions here. Pantheon coming in, probably going to try an ult, I would imagine.
I don't know if there's a solid place for him to. You don't want to ult into that Lux right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends how the ult lands. Yep, Pantheon seems to be going back. Alright, so really good job with the ganks and the rotations there by both teams. Fortunately for Ashaway, she was able to get away there. And Lux coming in to close out that kill does give a little bit of a gold advantage. Plus whatever this tower is going to turn into. Here comes the Pantheon ult.
Does make it a 1-for-1, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, takes out the Soraka. Really good turret hits coming down, helping that Pantheon scare everyone away. Lux pretty low. Getting some chip damage in, but they lose the control ward. Alright, so, you know, once again, like we said, good good rotation there by Pantheon, making sure to secure something, make at least something out of that fight, which otherwise was going to turn into not the greatest. Let's say that for White Wolf.
No, difficult to engage, and what though they were able to mitigate the losses in deaths, some major tower damage in the top and the bot lane. So more than likely, we are going to see first turret going over to option 12.
And if anyone wants to do a facepalm highlight reel, Prowler just pineconed into a wall. That's fine. Alright, so a little bit of aggression coming here out of Lamascus, chasing Ace out of lane. Ace misses an ultimate, unfortunately. Ooh, big rotation here. Ace wisely going back the other way. So Leona's kind of abandoned down there in the bot lane, while mid lane is getting pushed pretty hard. May get this turret as Ace doesn't have too much help. Oh, here comes Truffle to help. He also brought some wolves with him, but the wolves turned around. Alright, here comes...
Solid teleport, trying to take care of that bot lane.
Yeah, here comes the teleport. Let's see how good this ult is. Does pull the Caitlyn away, but I don't think the damage is quite there. Ooh. Soraka, unfortunately... Oh, this is a big collapse here. Shade does manage to get the kill and may go for more here. No snipe, unfortunately. Alright, so excellent rotation there by White Wolf. Managing to come down and lock out that bot lane, who I'm guessing was rather complacent just because, you know, you're up against a Leona solo. Probably made them feel like that turret was being sacrificed, but instead they back off mid lane and rotate bot and get 2 kills off of it.
Now White Wolf is pushing back in that tower damage.
Yeah, that Earth Drake is really really doing work. Good laser by Ace to help take out the ranged minions to cut off this push early. We'll see if she's able to, if he's able to. Need to stay down there? No, looks like he's just going to go back to lane. And Cheney will be going back into the jungle as well. He's spotted by that ward. Prowler now at 4 feast stacks. Ace heading back to his turret. Looks as though first turret will be going to White Wolf here in just a second. See if they can prevent that. Tower lives at 100 HP. Prowler still being aggressive with Cho on that Pantheon. Pantheon probably not being as aggressive as he might have wanted to be, with, especially like I said before, with that Ignite choice. But he did get a kill. Ooh. Ward dropped in, so that is spotted. Gank coming in the bot lane again. Shaden caught out. Soraka doing her best to keep her alive, dealing a lot of good damage there, but unfortunately gets taken out. Will Prowler keep the teleport? He does. Flashes, but really good job by Cheney to throw down that ult to prevent the death. It doesn't look as though Arcane Soda might be able to get out of this. Let's see. Oh, Soraka gets the kill. And Prowler is just not dying. That Sona is really doing work, or Soraka is really doing work here, and it could turn into a 3-for-1.
Very good trade. That's the benefit of having a Soraka. She's gonna, just like you had said, just like Ronan said, keeping that Cho'Gath alive became a priority. And with his feast, he was able to secure the kill on the ADC first, and the damage was not there.
All right, so White Wolf does get first turret. A little bit of a consolation prize. Ooh, Ace picks off Orianna from Lamakis there. Unfortunately missed that. Sorry about that, folks.
I saw it. It was pretty. I'll describe it later. It'll be all right.
All right. And here comes Shaden to help Ace try to take mid turret as well. So a lot of turrets going down in very short order here. White Wolf should be able to get a couple more turrets in a minute or two also once these lanes reset, just because of how low the mid and bot turrets are. Bot's okay. Alright. So 2 turrets down there. in 3 turrets total in about the last minute. And maybe able to catch Arcane Soda out here. Trap misses, but does manage to secure him there. Leona comes in to try to help, but to absolutely no avail. Big ult. Pantheon kind of overpredicts. Lots of flashes. Ooh, doesn't actually overpredict. Comes in right where the where all of the flash escapes were, and is now chasing down the Caitlyn. Throws the Ignite out, big spear. Let's see if Prowler is able to save him or not. Good Blast Cone, actually, but there goes the flash and the secure. Cho picked off as well. This is not going to be an ace, but it could just turn into another 4 for 1.
Oh, holding him in place. Very good Cataclysm there. Will secure a kill, making it at least 1 for 1 in that particular part of the engagement.
All right, so 4 for 2 total comes out of there, I believe. And Soraka is left to guard a tower with 102 hit points. But yeah, I mean, really great job there by RTC. Apologies to him for saying he was ulting in the wrong spot with predictions, because he rotated out of that very well and was able to secure several kills.
Yeah, very well played. And White Wolf still holding to that tried and true strategy. Make the team fight last more than 3 minutes and you'll win it.
Top lane pushing pretty good for option 12 right now. Looks like they're going to try to focus a little bit on the bot lane. Another Earth Drake is here. Both sides have wards on it this time, so there will definitely be knowledge of any attempt to capture it. Ace and Jarvan taking down the crab. Pantheon.
Prowler?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Prowler's fighting up there, and also possibly a bit of a team fight going down here, so we're going to jump between these a little bit here. See which side tries to take the dragon. They are pulling the Earth Drake out, so we'll see if option 12 is able to secure its own dragon here. Prowler is rotating down. Lux is waiting in the wings. I like how Shaden was setting up all these traps in the back of the dragon pit. Nice attempt by Chain to try to steal. Big ult there from Arcane Soda to lock down several members of the team, but no follow-up, more as just a defensive measure. Ooh, Lamaxis wastes his ult.
Yeah, big whiff there, but it was a solid attempt.
Oh, and here comes Here comes Truffle to scare them, and then backs off.
Got to send a message. Can't let them know you're scared.
Ooh. Pantheon gets spotted out here by Prowler. Alright, so it was almost going to turn into a team fight, instead it's turning into the Cold War of this game. Looks like they're going to try to get the Rift Herald before anything major here. Ace dealing some distracting damage, Prowler trying to CC as well. Truffle unfortunately has been left alone against Pantheon with that. This is going to be all over the place, folks. We're going to try to follow as best we can here.
Nope, and Ace caught an ultimate and goes down after a solid engage by Cheney as they still dispute this Rift Herald.
Yep, do manage to get the Orianna in exchange for it though. So both mid laners getting caught out. They finally do manage to secure the Rift Herald. I'm surprised that, I suppose White Wolf was kind of spread out there. Wasn't able to engage too well.
No, they would have ended up trickling in, and that's something that option 12 would want.
Alright, so about a 2k gold lead right now. Coming out in favor of option 12. And they do have that, the Rift Herald. Pantheon falling back with minimal health. Probably going to recall and have to give up this turret. We're just to see how they decide to use the Rift Herald here. It is in Prowler's hands, but probably not worth wasting on top.
No, you want to use that towards a tier 2, I believe, and I think that's what it'll hold on for.
Alright, so just ignored Cheney there and took out the turret, no problem. But now might be in a little bit of trouble as Lamakis has come up to help. A lot of stuns going on in this Cho, who does not decide to flash. He has 6 feast stacks for the record, and there's a 4-man chasing him right now. A lot of slows coming down here. Really good movement speed from Cheney here. Helps to secure that kill for Lamascus.
Very good push by option 12 on the bot lane, and right off the bat, the TP from lie in the mid just did not end up well with him getting CC'd just right in place. But a counter push and by White Wolf is threatening the top tier tower for option 12.
Oh, a lot of damage going down on Arcane Soda right away and just gets taken out, no questions asked. They get Cheney as well. Really good job rotating there by option 12. Just absolutely destroyed that push. And Ace's Lux is definitely a big threat at 5 and 2.
Very much, and it's going to be a big piece of the pie when you're trying to take this Baron. 21-minute Baron going down right now, folks. Option 12 looks like they might be able to sneak it away.
Yeah, they might be able to. There isn't a lot of vision on this at all, but it is something that they're smelling out here as they are collapsing. Good route there by Ace, but Ace is going to get completely destroyed by this Pantheon. Catching the Pantheon out, though, interesting pull in and flash back. Machan getting out with less than 20 health. Does Blast Cone as well. So no Baron, and just a kill apiece. Definitely going to have to go back.
Yeah, big thwart there. And funnily enough, there was tons of vision from White Wolf, just none of it on the Baron pit. All around, but not inside.
Yeah, it was an interesting way they had their territory set up. A couple of control wards that it just wasn't quite where you would be expecting it.
Well, you could see them coming unless they're coming from your side.
Alright, Eye of the Herald on Prowler is going to expire pretty shortly, so we might see a random beastie spawn maybe halfway through the lane, and then he'll just gotta walk to his destination. Ooh, big ult coming there out of Cheney. Good play there, picking off Ashway. Pantheon does ults. Flash going for Shaden, probably going to get it. Truffle going in as well, probably regrets doing that considering how quickly Shaden got taken down, but might be able to get away. Cheney runs headfirst into Prowler. Gonna probably defend Truffle there. Ace trying to turn back on Cheney, does manage to get the root, does manage to get the slow. Laser misses, or does it hit? Looked like it missed.
Oh, with Baron securing his first kill of the game.
Yeah, big shout out for Baron there, though for some reason Ace got the credit. I'm sure Baron's not happy about that.
We'll talk with him afterward.
Alright, so really good job by Option 12 this game, turning several really bad fights into at least somewhat advantageous situations. Gold lead is actually increased. Prowler's in a little bit of trouble here. Good job by Truffle heading into that back lane. Lux once again gets pounced on. Good heal by Ashway to get everybody topped off. Prowler turns around. Snare does land, that by the pixel. Machan once again getting out with under 100 health. Good.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Good shielding there to protect Machan, so good job by Lamascus on that. A lot of really low health champions getting away for White Wolf. I'm sure that's a little bit frustrating for Option 12, but on the other hand, they're doing very well in these fights, and looks like they're going to try to get this Cloud Drake.
Control the objectives, win the game.
The new and improved Cloud Drake, as we discussed earlier.
I think you got cup holders now.
Almost managed to steal a red buff there, Shaden did, but Cheney managed to secure it as well, so even more slow now on Cheney, which is, of course, not something you want to see on your enemy team's jungle at all.
No, very, very tanky team right now.
Yeah, absurdly so. We'll have to see where they go from here. Baron, of course, is still very much active. Bot turret, I'd really like to see them try to get bot turret. Their bot turret for Option 12 is relatively weak and would probably go down in a couple of seconds, especially thanks to that Earth Drake. But now with the passive movement boosts coming out of Option 12, their rotations are going to be even better.
Yeah, always going to be a threat, but White Wolf are the king of skirmishes. They know how to get in, get out, make the team fight last to a point where they can take a beneficial footing, and we'll just have to see if Option 12 is able to maybe thwart that today. Looks like they're in a place to do so with 3K gold lead.
All right. So a lot of more positioning here. I would like to see some more wards coming out near the Baron pit. There is nothing by Baron right now. I'm guessing that White Wolf is rotating to put some wards up, or at least check to make sure they aren't going to get another sneaky Baron on them. Yeah, trying to clean up some wards, putting some wards down themselves. Truffle's trying to do the same. Another big initiation coming down here. Shading gets picked off immediately, and Amaya-chan, or Ashway rather, is right behind him. Lux, meanwhile, is split pushing bot lane. I would guess that White Wolf is going to try to Baron here while they took out 2 members of Lux's bot.
I think that's the best play. That was a very solid engage with Amaya-chan landing that ultimate right off the bat and just able to follow through. Probably going to be a big turning point for them.
I'm expecting Ace to TP, but maybe not.
No, he's creating threat of his own.
I don't know. A TP laser on this Baron would actually really shake it up. It would hurt both of the tanks severely. Prowler does come in, tries to chomp it, and does steal the Baron. Great job there by Prowler, sacrificing his own life in the process. Once again, Lux laser would have been great, but it looks as though Lux is going to be able, especially thanks to that Baron buff, giving her the edge she needs. This split push is going to continue.
Very forward-thinking by Option 12. Knowing you don't have to reach deep, you can rely on the tankiness of Cho to quote-unquote outsmite there.
Yeah, looks like Ace is probably going to die for it, but I'm sure with all the damage that Ace did, he's fine with that.
What still? Still got Truffle and, well, Truffle. You've got Truffle with Baron buff now, so he's a pushing machine.
Well, Shaden managed to respawn in time, so we have Shaden and Truffle both with Baron.
Oh, yeah, so we do.
Yeah, good last-second respawn there, timing.
It's what made the death worth it. It was calculated.
Let's pretend that Prowler knew and waited till that last extra second. Just those extra little plays. Speaking of Prowler, he does have 8 feast stacks. So, big guy in the house. And
super tanky.
Yeah, super tanky as well. His health total is at almost 4K, and he's not even level 14 yet. So he's gonna be a big boy.
And he did start off with the Abyssal Mask, which has just made him all the more of a threat in this AP-heavy comp that White Wolf's running.
Yeah, I'm sure that extra damage is definitely what helped him secure that Baron, because Baron dropped really quickly after the feast was laid down. But we'll have to see. Ace with 2 needlessly large rods in his inventory. So he's going really AP heavy. Let's see what the AP total is there. Yeah, over 400 AP currently. And with only 2 completed items, that's only going to get higher.
Well, with the change to the build itemization for Rabdon's Death Cap, you just turn into a threat machine even before you get that additional percentage once the item's completed.
I'm really interested to see if Ace was going to complete that split push, but no, it looks like he's not. Possibly a little concerned about the Pantheon coming to close in on him. A lot of damage coming out of Lux, though, even with that initial engagement. Let's see where this ends up going. It's unfortunate to see White Wolf's very initiation-heavy comp on the back foot here. I'm sure they'd prefer to be the ones diving in, but instead they're hiding under turret. And this tower is going to go down because of it. Big laser out of Ace, that shield being the only thing that kept Arcane Soda alive. Okay.
Well, when you got a Lux and a Caitlyn, it's always easy to siege. Just let Cho in the front line and reach past.
Yeah, and this sieging is definitely continuing. A lot of artillery shots coming out of Lux. She's landing each and every one of them, too. Arcane Soda is healing back at base and will be returning shortly. RTC does tank that Caitlyn trap. Ooh. Lux's little... Yeah. Lux's little meteor there manages to lock down that kill, and this probably won't be game, but it's going to be a real problem. I could see both inhibitors going down here.
Well, a solid 9k gold lead in favor of team option 12. Hard objective control the entire game. it's going to be difficult to push out of this.
Yeah, especially helped by push in by that Baron buff. Most of the gold they got in this 9k gold lead, 8k now, was from just that last push on the 2 turrets. So very powerful there. And another Cloud Drake as a reward. Let's see if White Wolf tries to do anything about that. Does not look like they will. Show does eat it and is at 10 stacks now. 41k, or 4.1k, rather. 41k will be later. And, yeah, so, Sig, where do you think White Wolf should go from here?
I think you turtle up and you get a pick. They got a comp that would be very well suited for it. I think if they tried to go toe-to-toe in another team fight, they're going to get the same result that they've been getting for the past 10 minutes. So they need to get better vision control, get some strong picks on that Lux or that Kate, and penalize poor rotations. That's going to be their only real turning point.
And the funny thing is that with the score screen the way it is, White Wolf has been at least, you know, going blow for blow with the team fights or pickoffs when they do happen. It's just that there's just been so much more objective control coming out of option 12 for this game 1. You got the 3 Drakes, you've got 7 towers to 2. And of course, enough cannot be said about how impactful Prowler's steal on that Baron has been to the flow of this game.
Oh, Cheney not letting them have that blue buff, smiting it away.
Yeah, Cheney's been doing a really good job protecting the buffs when he can. But 5-man push coming here. Pantheon on RTC looks like he's waiting to ult in on them. We'll see when the signal is given. Let's get rid of the score screen here. So they have a bit of a... they're commanding a bit of respect here from option 12. I'm not quite willing to jump in there. But Ace's laser on Amaya-chan takes out half of one of their tank's health. Absolutely incredible damage output there.
Yeah, big siege, and with Ace completing Rabdons and having Ludens done, he's just a siege machine, able to deal so much AoE damage. And the best way to win any match is to always play like you're behind, and Option 12 is playing very strongly, edging their bets in every engagement.
Yeah, they're not being too aggressive. I like that a lot. They have suffered in the past from going too hard, but they're taking their time. They know what their comp is, which is sustain and siege, and they're sticking with it. Laser misses there. Couple of whiffs. A lot of nice traps there coming out of Shaden though.
With the cooldown it's on, it's more of an insult if it's up.
And Pantheon is forced to be covering the turrets, unfortunately, so in a 4v5 here, this tower is not long for this world at all. And the attack continues. Third inhibitor's going to go down here, maybe. Prowler does try to focus on it. Big Pantheon ult cuts off Prowler, so Prowler actually goes down. And now Pantheon and Leona, it's their fight to win here. See if it works out for him. Do get the Sona. Healing does continue, but Cheney takes so much damage from that Lux laser.
Shaden showing some dominance here, continuing.
Yeah, and therein comes the problem. You know, you're concerned about all the AP damage, and then you remember they have an ADC on their team as well. It just doesn't seem fair sometimes.
Yeah, and with the exception of the Iceborne Gauntlet on Sejuani and Amaya-chan picking up the Warden's Mail, you're really not itemized to take care of Shaden. That's going to cost him the game, as the game ends in favor of Option 12, ending with a 11k gold lead, 34 minutes in.
Yeah, really good objective control throughout that entire game, except for, you know, the dragon early from Option 12. So really strong performance in this first game, and incredibly excited to see what White Wolf does about it in game 2. All right, so analyst desk, Run and Nickel, you guys with us?
I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, excellent. So I'll start with you, Nickel, since You have just joined us. What were your thoughts about the first game?
Not a whole lot, but sorry, I'm just trying to get my bearings here. But I was able to catch the ending of it. It seemed like that option 12 had a very commanding performance towards the end of that game. Unfortunately, I missed a little bit of the first half of the game, just trying to set some stuff up for when I take over the casting.
Of
But
course.
yeah, it seemed like that halfway through that option 12 was able to show a very commanding performance. I think that White Wolf is going to have to watch out for that. Also, come on, Pantheon, you need to do something, man. Come on now.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so running, we had the analyst there of the end of the game. What's the beginning of the game? Tell me about that.
If I'm gonna have to talk about the beginning game, it just seems like White Wolf really drafted for the early game, and the way that they set up the leads, the way that they set up their team comp, they really need to win early. You know they have the Cho'Gath, you know they're gonna have objective control, you know they're gonna have the potential to steal a Baron with a Chomp, or at least get one. And it just didn't seem like they were, with the exception of Oriana, didn't really push their leads in lane or try and poke each other out. Like Varus and Leona should just be able to all in and kill the Soraka and the Caitlyn, at least in the early game. Pantheon, he takes Ignite, no teleport. He's going against the Cho. He should bully the Cho. He should fight the Cho up to level 3, up to level 6. First 10 minutes, first 15 minutes. Oriana seemed to be doing that all right. And the Sejuani, you know you're drafting this kind of team comp. You need to find the Jarvan, make sure he's not ganking, because that's the only thing you really have to be afraid of. You should win all your lane matchups 1v1 or 2v2. The only thing you have to worry about is the jungler showing up. So Sejuani should try to just get some wards down, at least look at the camps, try and figure out more or less where he is, and just enable your lanes to go aggressive, to win their lane, to push that to get first turret, push it into the mid game, and win through that. Not let it go that long, and not lose a slow, drawn out split push game, which you're going to lose to 2 teleports eventually.
Excellent analysis there by running, and I definitely agree. They didn't play their team's strengths, and we'll see if they can fix that in game 2. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for the second game of this match. Please stay tuned.